So what are these things? It's got Orgone?
This is Orgonite, also known as Orgone. Orgonite is a layering of inorganic and organic materials. What Orgonite does is it converts energy. So it takes positive ions and converts them to a negative ion. Inside each piece there's various crystals, metals, minerals, and herbs. Crystals being quartz crystal, amethyst, citrine, black tourmaline, obsidian, kyanite, etc. Metals being brass, copper, aluminum, steel, and then in the larger pieces we go to silver and gold. The metals act as conductors, the crystals act as transmitters. So the energy goes through the piece and is transformed or transmutated back to a negative ion. So what they do is they clear a space and mitigate electromagnetic field radiation by creating a force field effect. This technology was created by a guy named Dr. Wilhelm Reich. Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein also got into this type of energy. Orgonite is a term for organic energy. In various cultures it's called Qi, Prana, Qigong, etc.
Okay, so these are minerals that you actually physically have to put together to make into?
Yes, exactly. So it's for the Orgonite, it's a layering process. So what I do is I'll get specific metals, specific crystals, plan it out, and then create a layering sequence of the two within a polyester or epoxy resin.
Okay, show me for example.
For example, this piece here has a aventurine capstone, cut pyramid capstone, banded in 24 karat gold with copper coated steel BBs, and then it's called a royal cubit coil going through the whole center of the piece, where it has an amethyst crystal core, selenite right here, banded selenite in copper, banded kyanite. It's got a grid network of 4 double terminated crystals going to the apex of the piece. And if you see on the side, you can see the copper shavings, which are pure copper milled from a milling plant. It has brass, sage, and then powdered minerals such as quartz, shungite, black tourmaline, kyanite, and selenite. And throughout the piece, there's different stages and different layers, and that's how you create Orgonite or Orgone energy.
Well, that's how you're describing how one creates it, but how does one learn how to create such a combination of intricate things?
For me, I stumbled upon it about 2.5 years ago. Spent about a year researching it and then decided that I wanted to make it, and it's a hobby that I've turned into a little business. For one, to create it, you just have to go online. There's lots of different resources. You can go to my website and I give the basics of how to make it. It's www.fingerprintorgonite.com. Fingerprint is Fingerprint. Orgonite is Orgonite.com.
Okay, so tell me a little more about what you've made here. You've got a number of different combinations of different things. Are they for different purposes or what?
These are general purposes. Now we make custom pieces. For example,
give me the tour here. Like, what's this piece here?
Okay.
And what would you use it for?
This one, this is to do the energy, neutralize the energy of electromagnetic radiation within a whole home. So this is a larger size piece.
So that one piece will do the whole house?
Yes, this one piece will do the whole house. Okay. One piece, this size.
What would that retail for?
This retails for $120.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm fair and everything like that. A lot of people use this for sleeping problems as well, clearing the energy of one's home. If there's a lot of negative energy in a home, you can use this to emit negative ions, which is positive energy. I make custom pieces for somebody who wants to balance their chakras. I made a custom necklace for somebody who was having problems with his throat. So he contacted me and says, can you make me a piece specific for my throat chakra? So in that piece, we put in sodalite, blue kyanite, lapis lazuli, selenite, and all these different metals and herbs and crystals, which represent the throat chakra. So when you combine them into Orgonite, it makes them more condensed and powerful.
Okay, so what do you got here? You got smaller pieces, and what would they be used for?
The smaller pieces, I offer a wide variety of size pieces based on somebody's budget. They all have the same effects, but the smaller ones are for putting beside your Wi-Fi modem, your computer, your television, microwave.
For example?
For example, something like that you can put beside your Wi-Fi modem, and that will negate the effects of the radiation from it.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing with something like this. For a microwave, put it in that purpose. These ones can also be put beside your bed. Now, for people who want to use it for sleeping, I normally recommend a pyramid just because it's using sacred geometry within a piece. So example, this one right here, these retail for $40, and this is a small pyramid. And this is for somebody to put on their bedside table.
Oh, really? Not under the bed, but at the table.
Well, you can put it under the bed. I recommend most people putting it beside the bed, but I also know a lot of people put it under the bed because the bed is where they sleep.
Okay.
I also recommend, people ask me, where should I put this in my house? And I say, what's the place you spend the most amount of time? Most people say, well, sleeping, because that's, between 6 and 8 hours of your day.
Okay, now you've got these other smaller pieces here. What are they used for?
They're the same thing. It's all general Orgonite. They're just different designs based on what somebody wants. Certain people like the design of the stars, for example.
And that would be used for what? For your bed as well? Or
Yeah, you can put it wherever you want in your house.
Does the size determine the magnitude of the application?
Yes, it does. The size does affect that and how powerful it is. The larger the piece, the more condensed, and there's more minerals, more metals, and everything like that in it. Therefore, it makes it more powerful.
So what would that do? What size area, room, or application?
This would be, put in a bag specifically just to carry on you.
Oh,
This is what I would kind of call a pocket piece. Now, you could put this beside your bed. It does work, but it won't be as effective as a pyramid or a larger piece.
What about these?
And these are the same thing. Some of these I've turned into pendants for people to wear. You can put it beside your bed or wherever you want to put it in your house. And it'll do the same thing as the star. It's just a different style piece.
Well, say for example, what are you wearing here? Right?
I'm wearing one of my triangular geometric pendants. These ones are retail for $60. They come wire wrapped in copper. These are large pendants. Now this balances my body's chakras and my body's natural auric field and actually expands it, which we've done tests using auric cameras and dowsing and people doing different various tests on me with and without the piece.
So you're wearing that now.
Yeah.
And what about 5 or 10 years from now? Would you wear the same one or would you outgrow that one?
I would outgrow that one. This is the third one I've made of this over a period of about 4 years. So when I feel, now these pieces, I've outgrown them myself, but they're still effective. But through each stage of my life and learning and my experience of life, I've found that I've needed to make a new piece for specific reasons.
So how would you know that the person would need a new piece, for example?
For me personally, I just, using my intuition, I figured that out. And a piece, I've done tests before with the piece when I first initially started wearing it. And then a test a couple months ago, and the difference in my auric field and my own energy and using my intuition, I figured that that's not been the greatest piece for me anymore.
So if someone were to buy a piece today, it'd be wise for them to see you a year later and get tested to see.
Exactly.
Okay.
It would be smart to do that. Now for the pyramids, they could do the same thing. They could come back a year later and see me. The pieces do work 24/7. They're not just going to get depleted or stop working. But that piece may have outdone its job at the person's home or wherever it is. So it's always good to start changing up the pieces, on a yearly basis or whatever you feel necessary.
That's if you're wearing it or growing, but you can still give it to somebody else and still be good.
Exactly.
It's like a lifetime warranty. It's just that depending on who's using it personally, that
Exactly.
like you outgrow your shoes, so
Yeah,
shoes are still good, but well, maybe,
exactly.
maybe.
You can donate them.
Yeah, you can
exactly.
donate
So
them,
that's what I do. I've donated it, whether I bury it in the ground or give it to another person, family, friends, whatever the occasion is. I always donate my pieces. They never go to waste.
Okay.
And one of the things we're doing is for every purchase, we're doing a gifting program. So we make pieces specifically for planting in the ground, which helps with electromagnetic field radiation and the geopathic stress caused on our planet. So it's about giving out Orgonite and giving back to the planet that provides for us. So it balances out everything we're doing.
See, if you put it on the ground, say you put that buried in your garden where you're growing food, lettuce, tomatoes, whatever, will that increase the yield?
Yes, it will. I've done tests, and you can go online and find other studies. People have done tests where they put them around their vegetable garden, and since they're emitting negative ions, that helps the overall health of the plant and the yield.
Wow, okay. More information, website,
More information, same thing, fingerprintorgonite.com. Go on there. I have studies that we're going to be doing. In the up and coming months, we're going to be doing a study with bees, where we're going to put a pyramid with a beehive, a colony, and see the difference, and we're going to record it, and then we're going to do some studies on the quality of the honey, their growth patterns, and how it's affected them. We're going to do one beehive with Orgonite, one without, and record the data.
Great, okay. Thank you so much.
No problem, thank you.